Kraid. This big ugly guy has been a staple of the Metroid series from the very beginning. We're not sure exactly how Kraid ended up on ZDR, most likely it's another member of the same species, but either way, he's a familiar sight. It's been known for a long time that there's a bit of an Easter egg in this boss fight. If you sequence break and get bombs before fighting Kraid, he can be instantly killed in Phase 2 by getting launched into his belly and dropping bombs inside him. Hang on, if you're a veteran of Metroid games, this might seem a little familiar. Think Metroid 2 and the fight against the Queen. And that of course leads to the question, what about power bombs? After all, you can use them on the Queen in Samus Returns, they're required to defeat her in Other M, and while it's not official and we don't talk about it, who could forget the very graphic special sequence for using one in AM2R? So what Metroid fan hasn't wondered, what would happen if you could drop a power bomb inside of Kraid? Let's find out. If you've played Dread, and if you haven't, go play it because there's big spoilers ahead. You know, power bombs are the very last major item you acquire in the course of the game. Somehow fighting Kraid after obtaining them would be the sequence break to end all sequence breaks. Sounds like fun. To pull this off, we do everything like normal, right up until getting Varia Suit. I'll fast forward through all of that boring stuff. Normally, after getting Varia, the next thing we do is kill Kraid, and we don't want to do that, so we have to hold off on getting Diffusion Beam for now. Right after Diffusion, we'd be going to Dairon and getting bombs, but you know what? Let's make this interesting. I mean, why would you want normal bombs when you can have power bombs? So let's skip those too. First question is, how do we do that? Bombs are required for a whole bunch of other stuff needed to progress, right? Fortunately, the Dread speedrunning community has come up with powerful techniques to exploit glitches and completely break the game, to the point where locked doors and even walls are more of a suggestion really. To get power bombs, we need some very specific items first. Flash Shift, Speed Booster, and Screw Attack. Flash Shift is in Barenia, so we'll head there first. One catch, we need Grapple Beam. That's the only way to get into Barenia without bombs, and early grapple is one of the first sequence breaks found in the game, so we'll use some fancy footwork to grab it. Big shout out to everyone on the speedrunning Discord for all the help learning the tech used in this video. It's a super helpful community, and if you're at all interested in speedrunning, glitch hunting, or anything speedrun adjacent, I highly recommend checking it out. Just to be clear, everything I'm doing here can be done on an unmodded, unhacked Switch on the current patch of the game. With Grapple Beam, there's a shortcut hidden in the floor here that can be used to bypass the Morph Ball launchers. Since the launchers require bombs to use, this is the only open path to get to Barenia without bombs. Without bombs, we also can't use the speedrun trick of infinite bomb jumping to get into the flash shift room from up here. Fortunately, early grapple opens up a convenient shortcut. After getting Flash Shift, the next item on the list is Speed Booster. We have to finish the first part of Barenia and take the other tram back for that. Doing this part of Barenia without bombs and without Diffusion Beam is not fun. I don't recommend it. The normal path out of here runs into a roadblock that requires, you guessed it, bombs to get past, so a carefully positioned shine spark is needed to progress. I said a carefully positioned shine spark. Moving along, we'll go back to Arteria for screw attack. I know it seems way early for that, but it'll make sense in a minute. There's several different ways to get screw attack this early, but most of them require bombs. So now that we have flash shift and speed booster, we have all the ingredients we need to start taking advantage of the most powerful glitch available, the shine sink. This not only allows us to sink down and clip right through some floors, it also unlocks an even more powerful glitch, Bamuhe skew. Exactly how skew works is far too technical to explain here, but it allows us to turn Samus in unintended directions, such as straight at the camera. This lets us run in place and charge a shine spark anywhere. With some work, we can also turn ever so slightly off axis, enough to fool the game's collision detection into letting Samus go through certain walls and objects. If you're new to these tricks, I highly recommend Arcandy's videos on the subject. He does a great job of explaining them that's easy to follow and learn. I used the opportunity to practice the water jump flipper clip, which uses Bamuhe skew and a new method of carefully timed jumps to get the right angle to get through this flipper blocking the way. Once we're in here, it's just a simple shine sink clip to get down to screw attack. Just a note, if you're attempting this, I highly recommend using the save point near the red teleportal first. If you accidentally lose skew in here, there's no way to get it back, and without the ability to water bomb jump, you're trapped. Worse, once you pick up screw attack, reloading the last checkpoint just takes you back to the item statue and leaves you soft locked. So take a second to save the game in a place you can go back to if things go sideways. It's very easy to lose skew while doing this jump, especially if you flash shift. What I do is a full height jump holding right, then mash the fire button right after closing the missile pickup box to stop spinning so I don't break the rest of the screw attack blocks. The important thing is to never turn around in midair, because if you lose skew in the screw attack room without bombs, you're, well, screwed. Since the bottom path requires bombs, a wall clip has to be used to get out of here. There's a way to do it with the water similar to the flipper clip, but I'm using the old standby of spinning around a lot because while it's slower, it's safer. Oh yeah, 2 wall clips since we don't have diffusion beam. If you're familiar with speedrun routes, you know that right after getting early screw attack, the thing to do is go to the orange teleportal and break into Upper Gavarin. Or you can do what I did, get all the way there, and remember at the last minute that there's a bomb block in the way that prevents it. Apparently there's a new wall clip or sink or something that bypasses it to avoid getting the missile tank in 0% routes, but I didn't know about it when I recorded this. That bomb block is a problem, but we still need to get to Gavarin if there's any hope of getting power bombs, so we have to loop all the way around back to Barenia and take the green teleportal instead. So how in the world do you get into the green teleportal from this side, when you're only supposed to access it much later? Thankfully, ingenious speedrunners figured out that if you do those skew shenanigans we talked about, get Samus really dizzy, run right at the camera for a while, and dance a jig with the melee counter and the grapple beam, you can just walk right through the door, plasma cover and all. Anything is possible at ZomboCop. Once we're in Gavarin, we just need to shine spark over this water pit of doom. you fall in there without bombs, there's no way out. Then we just go up to where you would fight Golzuna, who isn't actually there because the X hasn't been released yet. Because I'm bad at crossbomb skip, we'll clip through this door instead, and then take the tram to Hanubia. Getting to power bombs means clipping through 2 closed wave beam doors. Should be no big deal, right? And we need to clip through this wall while avoiding robots that want to push you out of it at a specific height so that you don't die from going out of bounds. Oh yeah, and did I mention fighting the red Chozo warrior with only wide beam and regular missiles, not even supers? That's probably the hardest part of this whole thing. It's almost like Dread mode, but the fight takes 3 times as long and tests your endurance. So yay, power bombs, way before we're supposed to have them. I love this pause screen, we don't even have regular bombs yet. Now that we have power bombs, all that's left is to head back to Cataris and pay Kraid a visit. I'm just going to hang out in the lava for a minute to empty out some of these E-tanks. You'll see why soon enough. At long last, here we are. Here, have some missiles for a snack. This bomb block is all that stands between us and victory. Fortunately, power bombs can take care of it. Oh, but getting into Kraid's stomach means using the morph ball launcher. And don't launchers need a bomb to activate? Crap. Thankfully, this one is magic. Just rolling into it triggers the cutscene. We don't need bombs after all. Turns out you can't actually charge a power bomb in here for some reason. What a letdown. Worse, since we don't have regular bombs, pressing Y does nothing at all. I'm mashing it like crazy and nothing's happening. In fact, there's absolutely nothing you can do at this point except wait for Kraid's stomach acid to whittle away at your health 8 points at a time. Glad those E-tanks weren't full. There you have it. Quite likely the longest and dumbest way to die in Metroid Dread. Thanks for watching.